But okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to just go right in from the top? I don't even think we need to change name here. Let's go with Strock the Kobold Brigand once again. And we'll just try to repeat that run for the most part, you know, besides the death at the end, of course. If that's not abundantly obvious. But I like where we started off with our stat distributions there. Of course, get some of the general pickup stuff sorted, and last but not least, one more game seed for the evening. Hopefully. Of course, no promises. But we'll pop that bad boy in here as well. And let's see if we can make this one the run, hey? I mean, potentially, the first step to making the future look a little bit different would be finding a Dithmenos altar, so we could try that on for size, see if the Umbra helps us out with the additional stealth that it gives. It's a bit of an interesting question, where would you rather have better stealth the entire time that you're approaching an enemies for all, like, what is it, 3 steps? 1, 2, 3, yeah, I guess 4 including the attack, so you have to get through 3 steps. So better stealth for those 3 steps, or perfect stealth for the last one. Because that's what Wujian kind of granted us. So I'm not sure quite where the true answer lies in that dichotomy or in that spectrum, but potentially we'll get a chance to at least see a little bit of anecdotal evidence one way or another here. Just get lucky and find Rampage and you have both? Exactly. You don't get the Serpent Slash, but we didn't even have that last time and we were already doing well with just the Rampage, so would be nice for sure if we're able to find something in that capacity early on in the dungeon. But we shall see what it all has in store for us, shall we? And not too bad. I guess we could be taking a bit of a better look at all the spells that we garnered. We weren't paying attention to that whatsoever in our last run. But that's another potential transition to take as we get into the later stages of the game and our stabbing becomes generally just completely untenable, unfortunately. Again, barring some special circumstances and specific builds. +2 dagger of protection, don't mind if I do, can immediately swap out our own. That will help give us a bit of survivability here, which is always fantastic. Ring of Magical Power is pretty useless. Slain, Willpower. I mean, we'll mark the Willpower as a potential buy if we're unable to find any other source by the time we get to where we need to have that available to us. And again, better to be lucky than good with the Bombardier Beetles here. Oof. Or not at all, because this time we unfortunately do get lit on fire. Yikes. Well, I'm going to start chugging some potions. Okay, we do get our curing found, but that's not quite going to cut it. Oh, heal wounds as well. Very fortunate. Maybe we get desperate here. Desperate times, desperate measures, and all of that. There we go. Fire goes out just in time. The rat still could have killed us, so I was waiting for the other shoe to drop there, but fortunately managed to get by that one by just the bare skin of our teeth. I mean, we got both of our main potions ID'd, so I guess that's nice. Unfortunately, we had to use all of them up in order to achieve that result, but hopefully can find some replacements soon, and then we'll be at a pretty advantageous position and have a few more ID scrolls to go around for the rest of our equipment. Why, hello there, my Kobold friends. Hate to turn brother against brother here, but unfortunately, only one of us is leaving this dungeon in one piece. And I do plan on that being me, if at all possible. Perfect, a curing potion for us at the end of this little special vault. No guts that we're interested in at the moment, so we'll just leave those for the time being. Hey, UF, how's it going, buddy? Guess we could do a bit of a check. Oops, that's not what we wanted here. Quarterstaff of Chaos, of course. What are you wielding for your cloak, my friend? Because I guess something could be, or rather the argument could be made that we're playing a little bit more of a transparently evil character here today. +1 Cloak of Stealth. Close your eyes, folks. We're breaking all of our morality rules here. That might be good for a stabber. Could be. You know, you get some of the distraction hits for sure. Unfortunately, they are already on our list of deities that we've won the game with, so could do a fun run at some point, but it would not be a fit for us trying to continue this polytheism series at the moment here. But yeah, Hep would be decent. I still think my favorite stabber god has got to be Euskaya, and that's because it runs a little bit differently. Instead of having any focus whatsoever on stealth, you instead just ramp up your piety fast enough that you're able to oh my gosh, is that no Dithmenos again? And no Wojian this time? Oh no. But yeah, when you get the dance solo proc from Euskaya, you just get free backstabs on all sorts of enemies, so it's a bit more evergreen, and it works into the later stages of the game. Again, sometimes I feel like broken record because I will always go to bat for Euskaya, just because one of the few melee characters that I feel comfortable taking into a 15-rune run, because even in the later stages of the game, you're in Pandemonium, you're still getting those free backstabs. And of course you get Grand Finale as well to just really put the nail in the coffin, as it were. But you know what, I think I'm only willing to compromise to a certain extent here. Wujian, I kind of like for a stabber character. Don't think anything else that we are seeing there really fits the bill quite as well. So, with that in mind, I think we're gonna be stuck with this for the moment here. Let's take out the magical short sword first. A short sword of speed? Okay, well that definitely changes some things immediately here as well. Wonderful weapon. Attack delay of 0.4 already is huge. And damage drain goes up a bit as well, so we lose the protection brand from that dagger, but it should be more than worth its weight in gold here, as we're hopefully able to just attack quickly enough to make short work of any of our new friends here. Please get the backstab. Perfect. Of course, switching from the dagger into the short sword does come with a bit of a trade-off. We lose some of our ability to backstab, or I guess the better way to phrase it would be that our backstabs become less effective. Slightly less damage, but that's not the end of the world. A lot of enemies in general here will be waking up as we make our approach anyway, so I'm not too upset with the slightly safer approach. Get shafted 3 floors. Not only is a shaft very rough on a kobold in the first place, 3 floors down is a long way to retreat here. I mean, Amulet of the Acrobat is kind of nice. Oh, I still haven't even found my teleportation. Oh, and I walked myself into a dead end. Oh, the joys of life here. Do get a teleportation, so I guess we're gonna try to get that to proc. We can get a few stabs in while we wait, and then we're just hoping desperately that we find that stairway up before running into too many more enemies here, because we are very, very much out of our depth. Okie dokie, slowly but surely. I mean, now we're pretty dang close to being where we left off anyway, so not the biggest deal in the world. And we may almost would just be able to continue this floor as normal. We will likely still take an upstairs the moment it's presented to us. It definitely wasn't quite as much of a bind to do so. And that's the red, right? Double check, but unfortunately it does seem to be the case. Oof, so we do find, I mean, an okay selection of other altars around, but still none of the deities we are looking for so far. I mean, I'll hold out a little bit longer. We're kind of adding some potential screwing ourselves over here just because we won't have the god tools to potentially give us an early edge in any of the dangerous situations we could find ourselves in the short term here. But I'm willing to push that a little bit just to, excuse me, hope for a slightly better outcome when it comes to deity. Oh, but some armor here. Helmet of Seeing Visible is nice. There is some rampage. It's on a robe, which we don't really want to revert back to, but we get resist poison, a bit of strength, and rampage off of it. I mean, it's not horrible. Can eventually maybe switch up to this chainmail, but that will be, by and large, saying goodbye to any hope of stealth. So we'll mark the rope for now. Maybe we can go that direction. See how things progress here. No idea where our Moxen friend went. Ah, so we get the devil. Yeah, unfortunately we have the attack speed to make do with that combat situation, so that's not too bad. Let's train a bit more stealth. I think maybe we'll get dodging coming along here slightly earlier just for another defensive skill. Oh, McLeb. We're getting everyone but who we were aiming for here, unfortunately. I mean, with Acrobat set up as well, they have a 20% chance to hit us. As long as we make it back to this corridor. That's slightly better. We will have to use a heal wounds. Hopefully we can get through the last yak here, though. Fantastic. Not exactly ideal, but made it work. Ice Beast is pretty fine for us here, just because we got lucky with finding that early ring of cold resistance. Ephetebuses will go around us here, so we will end up having to fight both of those sons of guns, regardless of how we position, but kind of worked out in the short term. And I do want to head back to a corridor. If the sleeping cat mushroom put us to sleep while we were surrounded by all of our new friends, then we very likely would have found ourselves rather in dire straits there. But fortunately, we get a bit lucky on that side of things. Oh man. Oh, excuse me. Weekend is definitely catching up to me. Oh, and that's the only option we have here, hey? This will keep our AC, but give us some more resistances, so I'm more than happy to swap into that son of a gun. We can just drop our leather armor while we're at it. And we're looking for those upstairs. I'm hoping that was a little altar vault that some of the other stairs led to. So if we can just find another upstairs, there we go. And potentially, oh, I guess explore this entire section first and foremost, and then we're actually looking for the third stairway set. So hopefully we manage to do so before too long. We don't have any wands of fire, so I don't really feel comfortable dealing with our eel friend. Now, speak of the devil, do just pick up said wand right away, or shortly after, but there we go, we do find a shadowy altar of Dithmenos, so how about that? So the big advantage will again just be a passive one here, getting our Umbra of Darkness, will enhance our stealth, and reduced accuracy of foes, stacks nicely with a kind of dodge-oriented build, so it's at least worth a shot here to try out. Stepping into the shadows is similar, I guess, in some ways to the Serpent Slash. It does give us that free advance towards an enemy. I guess not exactly free, but you know what I mean. Then Bleeding Smoke can just be helpful for giving us a bit of an escape. The Shadow is just some free bonus damage on top. And transforming into a mass of shadows, I've never really managed to do in any kind of strategic way. So we'll see if we end up breaking that pattern here today. And we do have fire resistance this time around, so we don't have to worry quite so much about the Steam Dragon. And we'll just go through that. No real issues here. Fantastic. And more of the same. Hello, my friend. I was gonna say, we'll potentially take a look at the Steam Dragon skills if they drop, but chances are we're gonna be sticking with our current guns. I guess regardless, that does seem to be the case for the moment. Oh, holy. Bit of a problem here today. It's definitely been a busy last little while here, and I still have a lot that I need to get done this evening before we wrap it up, so we'll see how long we last on stream today. Not too shabby. Did we ever? Oh yes, there we go. Here's the upstairs. Got that it would show up as found here already. Didn't end up having much up here, but I guess killing Sigmund is a nice little boost to our experience overall, so can't complain too much about that. Also do a quick check-in here as well. We are just short of buying this robe. So is it worth it? I mean, we might buy it at the end of the day just for the poison resistance for when we do make our way through Lair and potentially some of our S branches there. Rampage would be nice too, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's the robe for sale. I'm of course now biased the other direction just because we managed to fight so many Steam Dragons and it was nice not needing to worry about that whatsoever. I mean, AC does go up by 1 as well. Let's try it out. I mean, pearly white, like opalescent cloth in our robe. Definitely not the most stealthy of options if we are being realistic about things here today, but fortunately, that's not a concern. There we go, Rampage already giving us 1 free stab there, so that is lovely. And we're getting a few more wands this time as well, so what I'm tempted to do is actually train some early evocations. Let's get that online here as well. That will hopefully do a pretty solid job in keeping us in one piece and giving us a few more options at our disposal. Oh. Seem to be infected with the yawns this evening. How about that? That's the funny thing about yawns too, is I wasn't feeling that tired coming into the stream, but now that I've yawned 6-7 times in a row, suddenly I'm very sleepy. Oof. Oh, I should not have started this fight, but fortunately we can close the door behind us. We do have a lot of curing for fighting off this 1B. Oh wait, no, I did swap into the robe. I forgot. Ignore me. Just making silly mistakes in every direction. For a moment I thought that we hadn't swapped into the resist poison robe, and so I felt like an idiot for engaging on the bees, but maybe my subconscious had some slight idea as to what the plan was there. Checking my phone for a moment. Apologies. Oh, and there we go. Nice selection for us here. I mean, definitely we'll want one of these fire resistances. Protection is tempting. Oh, holy moly. Now that I've mentioned it out loud, I feel like I've locked myself in to just being cursed with yawns for the rest of the evening. Time to go to med after the game, not work. A little bit of time, yes. We'll see. Eventually I'll have some work to do, and then we'll hopefully be able to still get decent amount of sleep. Okay, we got a couple backstabs off there. I'll definitely take that as a bit of a win. Fantastic. Hopefully we don't have to go in there at all. Ooh, unfortunately, I may have spoken slightly too soon, and it does seem like we will need to make our way through there at some point. Okay, we get a Bailey here, which I think we will pop into. Oof. Oh, I don't like the layout of this one very much, but we'll try to get some poison off. Ooh, see, that's going to be a problem. Okay, I feel a bit more experienced. That should kill you. My centaur friend, I'd like you to... Yes. Perfect. Okay, you don't have a ranged weapon, you just have ranged consumables. I'm okay with that because you're not very good with them, fortunately. I'm going to run out of darts sooner rather than later here. There we go, feel a bit more experienced. Just take our time with this, seeing as how the reach alone will be a pain to deal with. You will actually fight the old-fashioned way. Pick out you from a distance, and now we should hopefully be able to pick up some of our darts. So that's the downside here, is if we use up all of our throwing consumables, then we'll be stuck without too much of a path forward dealing with the rest of these sons of guns. But no longer, now that we're in the building, things are a bit more straightforward, and again, our nice attack speed here is doing well. There we go. Attack finally slips through our evasion. Knew it was coming, but still hate to see it. Oops. Let's close that. Just mark it off for now. Let's finish off the rest of this area before we worry too much about that. Oof, double pole arms is pretty dang rough for us here. I mean, we still have 3 Curari darts, so we can maybe get a bit of preliminary damage down. And in fact, let's focus on one at a time here, shall we, Torinski? Yeah, that should do the trick. Enough poison for the lot of you there. Fantastic. We'll clear out the exclusion that we put down earlier. Let's try to get as many free kills here as we can before everyone wakes up. Oof, okay, not as many as I would have liked, unfortunately. Chant armor scroll. It's not great for us. Definitely doesn't quite spark joy, but that's fine. Oh, get it together indeed. Well, no promises. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not too off-brand. We lose our mind here on stream every week or so. So falling asleep on stream, not really too much of a stretch either at the end of the day. You know what, let's make some distance here, create a gap, and we can start to run away. Now that we have that additional step, I'll use my last Curari. Okay, fortunately we don't mulch it immediately, but still not something I'm exceedingly happy about losing here. And let's not take free pot shots from our centaur friend. Just stack up the poison on you, buddy. And that is perfect. You know what, let's step here. There we go, that's slightly safer. And eventually, you'll succumb to the poison, my friend. It's a lot of javelins. It's infinite javelins from you, of course. But we'll let that slowly do its work here. We're down to 4 poison darts. Okay, we have to be a little more careful with how we use the last of these. Might be enough poison to kill you. If not, 1 or 2 more darts. I mean, as long as they actually hit, should do the trick. Again, not ideal, but it will blow your mind to finish it off here. And centaurs, fortunately, not so good at the martial side of things. So we will just take them down, and even you. Shouldn't be a huge deal. Holy moly. Well, slowly but surely, We're eking it out here, and it didn't look to be, or rather there didn't look to be anything else here that was really going to be a problem. So we should just be able to rampage through the final little bit. 3 scrolls of an enchant armor. Not bad. Triple sword, if only we could wield you. Would have been very cool to find on a different character. Unfortunately, not so useful for just a little guy like Scrock here.